Good morning, Sunday Fun Day, or as some people call it, Smonday. Because all day we have to get ready for what should be a bad word, in my opinion, Monday. I can't stand Mondays. So I was in here chatting this morning. Who did I miss? I missed Sharon. I missed Big T. Hello, Bob. How's it going? True Crime with Shannon made it in. That's what I'm talking about. I saw Mermaid a little bit ago. Alibi is in. We started off our Sunday just right. New member. Sly is a new member. Let's welcome Sly. Hello, Kelly Harris. I'm glad you made a live too. Kamari, isn't that the truth? Mondays are the shits. And honestly, sometimes Fridays. I don't know what the deal is. But Friday, maybe because you're just ready for the weekend. Hello, Magenta. I've missed you. Where have you been? Fridays for old Brooks have just not been running too smooth lately. God. Crazy. Hello, Aaron Hicks. Hope everybody is having a great weekend. Now, I was going to go live yesterday, but I didn't have it all organized. Believe it or not, I am an organized person. I really am. Yesterday, I just was not in my element. So I was going to do a live yesterday. And when you say you're going to do something, that is worthless. That is a worthless statement. Either you did it or you didn't. That's all there is to it. So I was going to do a show on the other channel about Ohio. Well, I didn't get to it, but I did put 2 videos up. Because as you know, I'm fuming mad about the situation in Ohio. I'm not anywhere near done with that situation. It's ridiculous. So if you have a chance, go sub the other channel, check out those videos because what's going on there is just crazy. And what's going on here is just crazy. Wow. I've sort of got it in order, but I don't really know where to start. I really don't know where to start. You know what I'll do? I'm going to start with the comments. Let's do the comments, then we'll get to it. That will help. All right, this is in response, this comment from JPL, or as I call her, JPL on the scene. This is in response to the show we did last Sunday for summer. It seems like we're kind of in a regular routine. We're doing a show every Sunday for summer. It's kind of crazy. Summer Sunday. Navalis every Monday used to do a show for Monkey Vaughn, and he called it Monkey Mondays, and I just adored it. So I guess we kind of have our own thing going here. So JPL, this is in response to the show from last Sunday where I said it was a phenomenal idea. Wonderful idea. I encourage it fully for Sandman, Don, and Candace to start suing people. Please, I volunteered myself. I volunteered Vet Girl, Kat, Trevor's on the hook just because. So anyway, she said, I'm watching on Rewind. Let me get my glasses on. She said, you hit it out of the park, Brooks. Well, thank you, JPL. She said, if those clowns want to sue anybody, they're going to be looking at answering a lot of questions. That's the reason I want to get sued. You don't just get to walk into court and flap your gums and walk out. You see, the other people get to talk too. This isn't going to be like being on a YouTube panel. The person you're suing gets to defend themselves. And in their defense, they're going to get to ask you questions. So she said, they're going to be looking at answering a lot of questions. Do you think that Grandis will ever pop back up? Personally, no, I don't. If she does, maybe it'll be for like a month or so. Then she'll hightail it out of town again. That's the reason she's Grandis Amandus. She was there that day, and she is extremely vital to this puzzle. The black tote going back to wherever she was going. I wonder where that is right now. I wonder about the black tote myself. She said, I also wonder if Granny still has the Suburban. I'm pissed they never impounded that car for evidence. My understanding is Candace sold the Suburban for like $1,000 to get her by while Dawn was in jail. Leave it to Candace to make such a great deal with someone. Denise said, how did Summer's footprints just disappear? Did she fly away? I mean, really, according to her parents, she would never wander off, but her footprints were on someone's property, not her own property, and then they just stopped. I never believed the footprint story. For one, when the footprint was discovered, they'd had many rains. And it just doesn't make sense to me. So if you're asking for my opinion on the footprint, I'm sure there was a footprint. I'm sure there's lots of footprints. I don't believe it's Summer's footprint at all. Leah said, now that the reward is settled, where's Summer? That's my question. They can get back to searching. Start a new search. Can't find what you're not looking for. I can't agree more. Now, I did not put even 1 penny into the reward. I'm going to talk more about the reward later in the show. So I'm going to get that out of the way. I didn't contribute, so I guess I really shouldn't be bitching. But I'm going to anyway. I think the whole reward thing is a bunch of BS. I think it was set up to be stolen. I'll explain later in the show because now, and you all know, if you've been here a minute or so, I don't care about rewards and I don't care about polygraphs. But if you're going to have a reward, you keep the damn thing up until there is some sort of a settle. Whether it's the person is found or someone's been charged. It doesn't make any sense. Highland Homes said the donations were meant for a reward. It's upsetting to see it go somewhere else, plus taxing it. Why? It's just upsetting, honestly, for all of us who donated. Highland Homes donated. Highland Homes gets to bitch, but I'm going to bitch too. I just want to know what happened to little Summer. She hasn't had any justice. It's so upsetting. Yeah, very upsetting. First of all, you don't put a reward up for a child that wandered away. Is the tree going to tell you? Is the resident raccoon going to tell you where Summer is? No. No. That reward went up because they knew there was foul play on that hill. Now, it was not put up by law enforcement. Nobody in their right mind is going to put a reward up if she wandered away. Forget it. Forget it. It's new to me, said Brooks. That's the story of my life. Get a new car. Oh, you got a new car? Well, it's new to me. It's new to me, said Brooks. Please listen to what Dawn's oldest daughter is saying. I think it's important to hear from people that really know them and not the people they met after Summer disappeared or the ones that turned on them. I couldn't agree more. Now then, this is what I'm going to say about this situation with Dawn's daughter. It is very sad. First off, I think Noelle did a great job talking to her. I haven't reached out to Noelle to tell her good job or to ask if I can play it on a show. And when I do, given she says yes, we will do this on a members live. Reason is because it is a sensitive topic. Margie has spoken, and I think she just from here on out needs to be left alone. What I do not like is that she has told her story about her relationship with Dawn, and one way or another, oh, bless you, OJ. One way or another, some people are saying they don't believe her. What do you mean you don't believe her? If she says, bless you, OJ, go to the couch. Quit sneezing in the microphone. If she basically says that her dad didn't, oh, bless you, OJ. if she basically says, all right, enough. Get over there. This is getting ridiculous. You're faking it now, OJ. If she says in a nutshell that Dawn didn't do anything to her, essay, if you know what I mean, don't sit there and call the girl a liar and say, oh, I know he did. What in the hell are you talking about? Nobody believes that Dawn is Ward Cleaver. Nobody believes he's tool-time Tim. Nobody believes he's just this great dad. She's basically saying when he wasn't in jail, he was a pretty cool dude. We've heard Dawn himself say she was violently attacked on her 18th birthday, and instead of making trouble for anybody, she sucked it up. Okay? So we know he's not this great dad. I don't think she's trying to make him out to be this great dad. What she's saying is, he didn't do anything to me like that. So who are these people to put stuff in comments? And it wasn't on Noelle's channel. I've seen it other places, and that's their business. That's their channel. To say she's lying. What is it with this case? And I don't mean around here. We're cool here. That people wish further abuse on these children. I don't get it. It's nasty. It's nasty and it's gross. I told you last weekend that I had saw a comment where a woman, I'm assuming it's a woman, I can't tell by the YouTube name, said she can't wait. She can't wait for it to come out that the boys in Summer were SA'd. I can't wait for next Christmas. I can't wait to get away for a few days and go down to San Antonio. That is not something that I would say I can't wait for. Are you kidding me? That's disgusting. That is the problem with this case that we're having, though. There are a few people that have got their minds made up. They use words like, I just know, and I guarantee. No further discussion to be had with those people. They need to move along. Get the hell out of town. Now, if you say, I just know Candace knows more, I'm going to agree 100% with you. Because who was there? Candace. Candace and Grandis were there. I can't vouch for if Grandis was taking a nap or not. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me that instead of Grandis being up Candace's ass all day, Candace made an excuse to get her to the ER. So that way when they get back, Grandis would get out of her hair and she could possibly do what she planned to do. It's disgusting. All right, I'm going to go back to JPL. When she's talking about Tim, a lot of people wonder about old Sandman. They want to know what the hell is he getting out of this? What does he want? Good morning, level-headed. Trevor said, Candace 100% knows more, even if she's innocent. She knows. She knows. She knows more. Kay said, I heard she's pregnant again. I know, I've been hearing Candace is pregnant since June of 2021. I said in the Facebook group, I said, Candace is many, many things. But Candace is not an elephant. Candace cannot have been pregnant all this time. Candace has been pregnant about 6 times since Summer went missing. According to Candace, after she had Summer, she had her tubes tied and burnt. Yeah, exactly, Trevor. By now, she's got a 3-year-old in there. What Candace has got going on, and I'm no OB-GYN, but I'm going to go ahead and give you my medical advice. What Candace has got going on is called a beer belly. It took a lot of rock gut liquor to get that pooch. That's not a baby. So let's get to JPL talking about lawsuits and stuff. This is from Sandman's Facebook. This is public. I did not steal anything. This is from November of 2019. It's hard to read on here, so I'll read it to you. Tim Mullen. This is in quotes. Me and my boss from Nashville in my film commission days. No wonder Nashville was so jealous of me. She kindly brought me the hat from those days. It says Tennessee Film Music Festival. Very thoughtful. Thank you, Patricia. Now that you are a famous novel author, I should be able to sell this picture on eBay for gobs. Tim is all about the clout. Tim is all about the money. Tim has tried to break into the Tennessee film and music business for many, many, many years. Summer is what he thinks is going to do it. That's it. Simply, that's it. The only way to obtain that is to keep Dawn in his back pocket. Just my opinion. It's the only thing that makes sense. Tim never cared about missing children before, but he cares about Summer. Odd to me that he also reached out to the mother of Michael Vaughn to offer his services. She was like, who the hell is this? And let's face it, he's done nothing. Here's the thing with lawsuits in America, they're super simple. You want to sue somebody, shit or get off the pot. Just do it. Go ahead. Sue Chris McDonough. Sue Josh at the lab. Sue me. Sue whoever you're talking about. Whoever's under your skin. Sue Trevor. Trevor don't give a shit. Sue us. This isn't Siberia. It's the United States of America. People sue for everything. Do it. Just sue somebody. Just sue somebody. I look forward to it. I really do. Okay, also in the comments, it was mentioned about the wandering off. Again, just my opinion. Also, the link is pinned. Don't be shy. I was reading a little bit on Missing and Exploited and a few other sites about the statistics of when a child wanders off. The statistics are amazing. When a child wanders off, it is almost 100%. I'm talking 99.9999999% that child is found. Believe it or not, most of the time the child is found alive. In cases when a child is not found alive, normally they're found in water, unfortunately. Kids like water. Kids think they can swim. Unfortunately, that's the case. When they're not found within 2 or 3 days, there's other circumstances going on. One, it took about 6 months to find a child in Colorado. It's because when he wandered off, he got into an avalanche. But they did find him. Unfortunately, not alive. Now, they talk about the terrain in East Tennessee. All terrain is tough for a child that is about 2 feet off the ground. If you look at little JJ Rowland in Florida, he was found by a volunteer, might I add. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Oh, I got JPL backstage. I'm going to bring JPL up in a second. All the terrain is rough for a child. All the grass is too tall for a child. Little Vady in Alabama, they found her over a weekend. The grass was 6 foot tall. Vady's about 3 foot tall. So it's not just in East Tennessee. Now, unfortunately, when a child does get into water, it takes longer than a weekend sometimes. But the statistics are amazing. So what's going on here? You're telling me with that extensive search, they couldn't find Summer? And people say, oh, well, she could have fallen down and hit her head. Well, then she would be up on top of the ground for someone to find. And forget it. Children's skulls are not like ours. Mine is old, crusty, and rusty. I'm in my 40s. A 5-year-old, the bones haven't even formed together yet. It's not a solid skull like mine. Hell, kids, their heads bounce off everything like a basketball. So no, there was no falling down and hitting our head. And if that was the case, somebody would have found her. Now then, little JJ in Florida, he was found a couple of days ago. This is great. This is wonderful. Wonderful news. He was found by a volunteer. Now, when they were talking about how fast in Florida they got the background checks done to use volunteers, I thought, what a sick ass world we're in, that you have to do background checks to have a volunteer to find a missing child. Makes sense, though. Can you imagine all the pedophiles coming out of the house? I'll help you find that kid. The next thing you know, they're like, nope, no kid around here. And the kid's in their nasty apartment. That could have been the problem in Hawkins County. It might have been a little tough to do those background checks. I've seen the sex offender registry. I've seen the list of felons around Ben Hill Road. That might have been the reason they said, no, we're good. No volunteers for us. Makes perfect sense to me. Makes perfect sense. Let's look at this about little JJ. Then I'm going to bring JPL up.
Yeah. It, it's so many emotions, I guess, I would say who wouldn't get emotional, with that situation, but I was just so happy I found him, so happy he was alive and well, and just seeing the parents reunited with him, and I just couldn't ask for a better day, a better outcome, and I'm just pleased with all these people that showed up. It could have been anybody, just happened to be me.
What was the look on his face when he saw you?
He seemed he wasn't smiling, but he was happy, and he put his hands up in the air for me to come get him. So I was calling his name, and I just started saying, "Your mom's coming," because I didn't want to scare him. But that didn't seem to scare him. He was happy when I picked him up, and like I said, I think he was in some briars, so he didn't want to go any further. But he was standing up, and he looked like he'd been hiking for a while, so maybe he'll end up being my hiking buddy.
Look at the grass behind this gentleman. I absolutely love this guy. Former Marine. He said, I didn't want to scare him. Look at the grass behind him. That's very, very tall grass. That's very, very thick trees. Summer did not wander off.
Buddy, when he gets older.
Yeah. Marine, does it shock you how a 2-year-old can survive out there for 24 hours?
It is. It really is. Yes. You probably wouldn't find a lot of adults that would stay out there in the middle of the night. And, who knows what's out there. I mean, we have, coyotes and bobcats and that type of stuff. And but I'm sure being 2, he had to be scared, especially during the night. But he seemed in good spirits. He wasn't, didn't seem to be any danger. I saw the scratches on his legs and his arms, and I took a picture with me and his family, his parents and him, and he was just happy. He was happy, happy to be back.
How thankful are you that instead of going on that fishing trip this morning, you decided to spend your time searching for this?
Yeah, I'm very thankful. It's I think a lot of people here probably felt the same way. And I don't know. I figure I'd go fishing anytime, but I need to come out and help everybody. And I know the area good. Being a 3rd generation here in Brooksville, I've got this county pretty figured out. So it was just great. I'm sure the Lord told me to be here.
Did you speak to his parents at all?
I did. Yes, I was in the ambulance with them, and they.
Thank God for him. And he's talking about the wildlife they have in Florida, which is no friggin' joke. When I heard he had wandered off and they were like, search your properties, do this, do that, I was like, exactly what Slim says here. I was thinking about the pythons. I was thinking about the alligators. So when Candace is talking about bears and snakes and all that, nah, no. She's out of her damn mind.
Insisted on taking a picture with me, and of course they hugged me, the whole family, grandma, cousins, everybody. And like I said, it's just my lucky day. Our lucky day, I should say. It's everybody's lucky day, and I'm just glad I was a part of it.
And what exactly did you say that you heard that made you walk in that direction?
It was almost a whimpering noise, but he didn't really seem to be crying. It was almost like the birds were crying, but he was just kind of making some childhood noises, nothing like he wasn't screaming or crying that he had any major problems. And as soon as he see me, you could almost see him light up, and as soon as I seen him and his hair, I'm like, that's him. And so of course I jumped on 911, and it's kind of hard because I was trying to, keep him calm, instead of trying to. So another gentleman, I yelled at him and said, I've got him. So he come and I gave him my phone and said, will you talk to 911? So that's kind of where we're at. Within minutes, we were loaded with deputies, and everybody was just thrilled to death that I've seen that this ended so great. Really.
Can you describe the area kind of around?
Yeah, where I went, I came into a real wooded area over at Ernie Weaver Youth Park, which is just north of here. And I come through, and then I come to a big pasture, kind of like the one right behind you. And there's different areas that you could go. I looked to the right, and I could see Cobb Road, the truck route down here. So I decided to go straight, and off to one side, I seen a couple things they use on fields for fertilizing, big water tanks and all they use. And I was like, well, let me go check that, make sure he's not around there, So I did. I came back over to where I was at, and here I'm trying to decide which way to go. And I kind of looked in the area as though this is where I'm going, and that's where I heard him. And he was 100 feet away is about it. So, I'm sure everybody here was wishing somebody found them. I just happened to be the guy. So, I'm no hero or nothing else. It just was my lucky day.
Lifelong friend, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yes, for sure. Yep. I got to meet back up with him. But,
And hearing right there from Roy Link, a Brooksville man who found 2-year-old JJ Rowland. He is now at his home. He is with his parents. He is safe. You heard from so many saying just scratches, bug bites, but he is otherwise doing well. Roy saying that he was trying to figure out where to go, and just about 100 feet away, heard some noises and then noticed that it was JJ and just scooped him up. We're so glad that he's okay. He said, it is everybody's lucky day, and it truly is everybody in this community's lucky day. We've seen so many people coming out, trying to help this family, trying to find this 2-year-old little boy. And I want to share a video with you of that moment of the rescue. There were quite a few volunteers, and you can see right there as we're watching this, of all of the volunteers. And in a minute, you will see them coming out with JJ. Just give us 1 minute here. But this is, again, just seeing this community, everyone, there he is right there with Roy. Roy is holding him. Roy Link, again, a Brooksville man who found him, holding JJ as paramedics are there with him, and then his family as well. Another volunteer off to the side there with Roy. And look at JJ. He said that JJ didn't really smile, but he lit up when he saw him. He said that he was in some briars, didn't really look like he was trying to move. JJ, again, for those of you just joining us, it has been such a developing situation. Last seen in his front yard around 10:40 yesterday morning.
God is good. And I'm so glad they found little JJ. He's going to be okay. Such a cutie. Now, here we are. Thank goodness he's been found. His search was nothing compared to Summers. Little Elijah, that was found last spring in West Tennessee. That search was nothing compared to Summers. Nothing. Most of the time, when children legitimately wander out of their yard, wander away from the house, they are found. We hope they're going to be found alive, and a lot of times they are. From what I'm reading, most of the time they're found in water. They're fascinated with water. But he was found. That is good. I got JPL backstage. I have a feeling she's going to want to talk about lawsuits, but we also have to talk about renovations done on the Wells house. The rumors are flying, and we're going to talk about them. JPL on the scene. Good morning. Did you sleep at all last night?
Good morning. No. Nope, haven't slept a wink.
Well, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Soon for you, it's going to be good night. So, what are you thinking, my friend? You have been heavily following Summer for a long time.
I have, and it's really sad that there are so many people involved that cannot just break their silence, break their something. If there's something going on with Grandis being home and Candace and where's Donnie and was it Granny's Suburban that she ran off with? Because wasn't that the Suburban she took that day?
No, they were in the truck. They didn't take the Suburban, but the Suburban has been sold. Candace sold it for like $1,000 when Dawn was in jail.
Well, I remember that, but didn't Granny have a Suburban? Didn't she have a Suburban?
Yeah.
That they were in that day.
No, they weren't in the Suburban. They were in the truck.
Okay. See, I always thought they were in Grandis' Suburban because she went to pick her mom up and because the truck.
Well, here's the thing, JPL. You know the old adage, two people can keep a secret as long as one of them's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what we're getting 20 months in, and it's not like people aren't talking. They're talking all the time. Hell, we got a new story from Jody Sue every night. Didn't know anything was going on. Then she heard a scream. Then she said she was there. Allie, she's had tons of stuff to say. Sherry's had tons of stuff to say. Robin's had lots to say.
Robin.
People have had a lot to say. Two people can keep a secret if one is dead. I honestly think that this is just my opinion. We don't have to agree here. I think it all begins and ends with Candace. I think Candace is the one that holds it all, and Candace isn't going to say anything.
Yeah. I think her mother knows too. Because her mother is the one that told somebody that Candace was going to take Summer to see Donnie because she was not feeling well. She was sick.
And I think it's safe to say that never happened. If they were taking her to the ER because she was sick, then there would be an ER record. There would be something on his Starlink or his cell phone showing he was en route to the hospital. There would be something.
Isn't it interesting?
I think Grandis, when she was on her Facebook Messenger, was just making shit up, because when she talked to WJHL, she obviously didn't have her note cards in front of her because she didn't stick with the script. She went way off script.
Right.
Way off script.
Right. But she also had a thing for Donnie. She wanted to get him out of there. She just never liked him. She didn't like him.
She had no problem living on his land rent free.
I know, but she was also like trying to pin it on him almost. I don't know if I may be saying that. I don't know.
Oh no, I think she hates him too, and I don't think he's
in order to get it away from her daughter, and that her daughter did the right thing by taking Summer to Donnie. Well, okay. And then he says, your mother blew it, or she gone. What did he say? That he was so pissed because Candace and he were talking, and he said, your bitch mother done blown it, or something like that.
Yeah, he's not had very kind words to say for his mother-in-law. I always wonder why he let her stay up there. She had that tin can parked on their property all that time. No water, no electric. Um, it just, I don't know. I can't figure out that situation. He said she's the smartest of all of us. I agree because she stayed out of it. But she gets on Facebook Messenger and she talks about tainted orange pop. Get real. Any of these things that she has told people on Facebook Messenger, even I could prove. Okay, and I'm not a detective. That would be, even for Pruitt, that would be 20 minutes worth of work to prove her lies, and they're not true.
You know, it's so, I wish that somebody would just come in, like the state marshal, and re-interview all these characters.
I think about who all did they talk to? They've had 170 interviews. This is according to
Oh my God.
Leslie at TBI. And I mean, I know some of those people they've had to talk to more than once.
Right.
So they've talked to them over and over and over. And just my opinion, I have a feeling they're honed in on Candace because she's the one that's changed her story. Dawn's only regurgitating, and I'm not taking up for Dawn. Dawn has only regurgitated what
Right.
Candace has told him. When
Right.
Candace talked to WJHL, she didn't say she had a doctor's appointment. She said Candace got her up that morning and was worried about
Yeah.
her knee and wanted
Yeah.
to take her to the ER. That is very different.
Right. Then she asked Candace, take me to the take me to the ER. I need to get to there for my appointment at 8 o'clock.
She doesn't place
Yeah.
herself at the horse pond. And it's
Right.
just my opinion, my theory. All that bullshit on Facebook, I think that was Candace on her mother's phone or in her mother's account communicating with these people. Reason being, when Grandis went to talk to WJHL, she didn't say anything about Candace went to meet Dawn because Summer was sick. She said nothing about any of that. She said, I took a nap, and then Candace told me Summer's been abducted. My question to Grandis is, what kind of an idiot are you? You literally gave Summer a peppermint that you probably got for free at the Sonic. Then you take your nap. You're awoken to Candace saying she can't find Summer. She's been abducted. Now, obviously, Grandis can't go look for her because she's got her knee all shut up with cortisone. So she's not going to be much help. She's a little handicapped.
Yeah.
So why is she not when she talked to WJHL did she not tell that story? I think her daughter got in her account and she was the one communicating those lies.
Yeah. I'm with you kind of on that one because it was so weird. It was the weirdest interview.
Because when asked about the orange pop and stuff like that, she did not seem to know what this person was talking about.
Right. Right. And
It's
Hunter.
Now my question is, you have really good friends. I have really good friends. You guys are all my really good friends. I love you to death. And I have friends that are more family to me than my own family. That being said, for me to get into our retirement fund would more than likely be my damn self needing to pay a bill or something that my children would need. As far as my friends, I wouldn't cash in my 401k to fix up their rat trap. Why did Robin Lane? Here's one picture. This isn't new paint.
She is so she's a trickster. Like I said, she has this little smile, but she's got something's going on under that smile.
I have a lot of questions about this. I have a lot of questions. Why did she pay their child support with her 401k? Like I said, this is not a slap of new paint. These are renovations. These are renovations being made to that dungeon. I'm looking at it.
God, how disgusting.
Why is Robin doing this? Now, it makes sense. It makes sense. They're supposedly, CPS is coming to the house to do a walkthrough.
Oh,
Okay. They're going
Lord.
to check out the house.
God.
None of this was done when the kids were there. Why are we doing it now? It's to get
Yeah,
the kids back.
Exactly.
All right, here's another picture up on the
That's
screen.
not happening.
Well, not until you figure out where Summer's at. You got to rule out foul play, don't you think? That's kind of the elephant in the room.
Deuce. Yeah, I mean, oh
Yep.
yeah, they're just gonna. Our house is looking so much better. See, but yet we're online, and we can't help ourselves when we call each other names. And my Donnie calls people the N word constantly,
Mhm.
and they're not changing. They haven't changed. The house might change, but it's still the same.
Hey, you know what? Even if tomorrow they get up and they're acting like normal people, loving their kids, putting their kids first, it's not going to matter because they have not ruled out foul play from June 15th, 2021. They're not going to bring those boys back up there, not until they rule out foul play. They've already said no abduction. She could have wandered off for foul play. She didn't wander off, so we're left with foul play. Those boys aren't going back.
Nope.
Why is Robin doing this?
Crazy. What does chat say? I mean, I can't see it, but I think that most people would be going, wait a minute. That 401k should go to her family, not to this, like you said, rat trap.
I mean, on the outside looking in, Robin's got it all together. She's got a nice husband. She dotes over her child. She's a Sunday school teacher. She's got a great job. She's got it all together. Why? Now, and also, according to Robin, when they showed up to church, to Saturday church, which they have they have it on Saturday, they're Seventh-day Adventist, she didn't trust this family. She thought Dawn and Candace were there to get hand-me-outs. She thought they were there to grift.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what she thought. So why is she dipping into her damn retirement to pay their bills and renovate their home?
I have no
This
idea.
is not sitting well with me.
No. There's some kind of little pact with them. Something's going on.
You know, and the thing is, the church has nothing to do with them any longer. They have nothing to do with them. They want no part of that. They know what they're doing online. They know they're drinking and drugging up there. They want nothing to do with them. But she has hung around. Why? Is she like Tim? Does she think she's going to be part of a Hulu? Does she think she's going to be part of a Netflix? Does she think she's going to be on Dateline?
You never know. You never know.
And look at your screen, JPL. You are a fashionista. I love your clothes. Would you please tell me what the hell Candace has on?
That looks like an enormous puffer jacket.
Is that a skirt? And
it looks completely ridiculous. And it's like, what is she? I don't know what goes through that lady's head.
Mm-hmm. It looks like she's got a pair of Dawn's shoes on.
I wouldn't be surprised. Waiters, I don't know.
Kamari said, okay, Sword of the Spirit said she looks like a man in a dress. Kamari said she looks like oversized basketball shorts. That could be.
There you go. That's her MO.
It looks like she's got two different shoes on. I don't know what's going on here. You know, and on top of that, not only is Robin doing all this for this family with her money, this is not church money. This is her 401k. She's bringing her child around this nastiness.
That's horrible.
She's bringing her child around them.
She always has. Hasn't she done enough? Didn't she put the Summer's dress on a hanger and put it on her swing?
Yeah, it was like a horror movie.
That was just horrible. I'm thinking, this lady, there's something demented about her.
Oh, that gave me the creeps. That
Uh-huh.
birthday video, that looked like the Blair Witch Project. I was like, what the hell am I watching?
Right. Right. She's got something going on. I can't figure it out, but
MK said that was so effing morbid. Yeah, it was. It was freaking morbid. It was morbid. Morbid. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Disgusting.
Yeah.
So they're not just doing the basement, they're redoing Dawn and Candace's room. I mean, the whole thing. The whole thing. Why?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any? Because I am at a loss here. Help me out. Why is she doing this? Does she think when they go to jail, she's going to get that property in the house? Is she really, does she really believe them to the
Oh my
point where
God.
she's helping them get this together for the boys?
No, I know exactly what it could be. When you said they may sign that property over to her so that they can get an attorney or something, somehow, some way, help legally with the case or something. And then if something goes queer on them, guess what? She gets a house and property.
See, if the church was doing it, that it would make perfect sense to me. It really would, because they're going to get that property, and churches, they do different things with property. They do. But
She can have her own church.
maybe she's gonna start her own church. Her and Tim.
Know what
I don't
I mean?
know.
Maybe that'll be the name in which it goes under. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. There's got to be a motive, because, like I said, this isn't the church's money.
Right.
This is her retirement.
Weird.
Uh-huh.
Weird. Who would give those two a nickel?
They pay, and the thing is, I think it does have something to do with the boys. That's how she's keeping them trusting her, because supposedly she paid the child support for these two. So when they went to court to get their asses slapped about the gag order, they didn't have to answer to the child support.
That's not, yeah, there's something going on. It's very, very peculiar.
I just think it's crazy.
Yeah.
Level-headed said, so is the point of all this to fix up the house to sell, monetary gain for Robin? Well, that's what I wonder too, but you got to have somewhere to put Dawn and Candace. Where are they going to be? We don't know. We don't know that they're going to go to jail. They're not in jail yet. It's been 20 months.
Maybe she's an informant. You never know.
But a lot's going on all at once. Now, if you do the math, according to Tennessee state law, as far as parental rights being terminated, the boys were taken at the end of July 2021. I believe it was July 26th. Okay, July 26th. April would be pretty much the cutoff for Dawn and Candace. They would lose rights. Now, I talked to another social worker, and she was actually on this channel, and she said, with not ruling out the wandering off, she said, I don't think that they're going to be able to take their rights, no matter how nasty they are, because if it turns out that Summer did just wander off, then Dawn and Candace have a big lawsuit against the state. So I don't know, but there's a lot going on all at once. We're paying off the child support. We're getting the house all fixed up. I'm very uneasy with it.
Yeah, I am too.
Let's get in our time machine and let's go back to 2021, where Miss Robin was talking about what was going on June 15th. Please don't forget that also Dawn said that Summer absolutely adored Robin because she's a pretty woman and she's professional. He said that 1 foot away from his wife.
That made me sick.
He's sick.
The search for missing 5-year-old Summer Wells continues today as we reach day 31 since the Little Hawkins County girl was reported missing.
News Channel 11's Bianca Murray spoke with Summer's Sabbath school teacher about how much the little girl meant to her and the church they attend.
Summer's parents told us she really looked up to her Sabbath school teacher as a role model. Yesterday, I heard from Robin Lane how much Summer meant to her and her experience from the night Summer disappeared.
Whenever I was helping teach Sabbath school, she was in my lap. And sometimes it was hard to teach because she wanted to be in my lap, holding me and hugging me. I just discovered that it was actually easier for me just to hold her and let her love on me and hug me and teach with her on me than it was to make her sit in a chair.
Robin Lane tells me she had a close bond with Summer.
She was a helper. She loved to help. She loved to love on us. And I just loved her little arms around my neck all the time.
She recalled she was attending her own daughter's dance recital the night Summer disappeared.
I was taking my little girl's pictures before her dance class, and I noticed I was missing calls from Candace. Before I even had a chance to call her, she messaged me again on Facebook Messenger, and she was just in a panic mode. And she says, "Summer's gone. We can't find her anywhere. The police are here searching." And I said, "I'll be right there."
Lane said she arrived at the Beach Creek area around 9 p.m. on June 15th. The night Summer was reported missing.
I was ready. I was like, "Let's do this. Let's get the flashlights out. Let's get some snacks in our bags. It's going to be an all-nighter, And they wouldn't let us. They wouldn't let us even go up there.
Police blocking the entrance to Ben Hill.
It's always rubbed me the wrong way. I know a lot of people say, well, that's just how she is. She just kind of dingy like that. It's always rubbed me the wrong way that she is so nonchalant about this. She knows Summer. She had a close bond with Summer. That she that she's so detached. It's like she has nothing to worry about. I lost JPL.
No, you didn't. It's as if she was going to sell Girl Scout cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And she was there that night.
Mm-hmm.
And Candace did leave 2 times. And I think Grandis knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think that this Robin is holding something over them and having she's going to do all this nice stuff and everything, but underneath I think she's going to just either, I don't know why I feel like this, but maybe, what if she was an informant?
She's not a very good one. They haven't found Summer and there's no arrest. There's something else going on here, JPL. We're going to figure it out. Good morning, Trevor Lee.
Good morning.
What do you think about Robin using her retirement? You're nowhere near retirement age, but I think about it quite often. That she is using her money to renovate their home. This is not a new coat of paint, my friend, and that she paid their child support. You go, Trevor.
Well, either she's the most gullible person on the face of the planet and probably ever, or she's got a stake in this. You don't just turn over that amount of money for nothing.
Yeah. No. Something's up. Like I said, I've got friends that I consider family, more family than my own. I've got family that, I couldn't even tell you if they're dead or alive, but if you're talking about me getting into the coffers, me getting into the kitty and taking out that kind of money, it's going to be for my house, me and my husband, or my kids.
Or your cat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But it's true.
And why did she not do any of this stuff when the kids were there? Why didn't she do it in May of 2021? Why now? Because there's a lot going on all at once and it's really upsetting my stomach.
I just hate how excited she was. I know it's probably just because she's just that kind of person, but who gets that excited about going to search for a missing kid?
Exactly.
A kid that she knows so well.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yippee, let's get our snacks and let's get our waters together. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, not normal.
I'd like to know if she told the truth about where she was that night to the Wells. Because, David Dotson lied to Robin about where he was that night.
Well, according to Robin, she was at the dance recital. That's easy to prove.
And
There's
I'm
lots
sure
of
she
people.
probably was.
There's
But you
lots
know,
of
they
people at dance recitals. It makes sense to me. She was missing calls from Candace. She goes up there, and even what she said, that part doesn't really rub me the wrong way, because you're not going to assume that a child has been killed, kidnapped, abducted, whatever you want to call it. You're going to think they just wandered off their property. I'd be the same way. All right, let's get out there and let's find her. She's got to be here somewhere. But when the police say, hold on, no, we're not doing that, they already knew something was up. Probably because Candace had already changed her story and was in the house playing on the phone drunk.
Oh yeah, and that 911 call I think holds a lot too. I think there was already a discrepancy between the 911 call and whatever they told Pruitt at 110 that night, and that probably set off the whole something's not right here.
Mm-hmm. Hence why we're 20 months in and they said we haven't ruled out foul play. Well, then something's fucking foul. Then something's foul. If you can't rule it out, then there must be something, then you must be smelling something.
Bingo.
Bingo, Trev.
On June 15th, the night Summer was reported missing.
I was ready. I was like, let's do this. Let's get the flashlights out. Let's get some snacks in our bags. It's going to be an all-nighter, And they wouldn't let us. They wouldn't let us even go up there.
Police blocking the entrance to Ben Hill Road. Lane says she offered assistance the only way she could.
We showed them some pictures of Summer. The police didn't have very good pictures of her, or some of them hadn't even seen a picture of her yet.
Later that night, she was granted access to the Wells home.
At that point, there's really nothing I could do. They just needed someone to pray with them. Do you feel really helpless in that situation? Because you want to do something. It makes you feel better to do something. But we couldn't, so we just prayed and we just hugged on them and loved on the boys. And they, of course, were just shattered and just confused, as was I.
Lane says police wouldn't allow them to assist in the search.
And then we had to go home, and it was really hard driving home with her not being found. Helicopters everywhere, search dogs everywhere, police everywhere, and there's nothing that you can do to help.
Tonight at 6, hear how the members of the Kingsport Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay. So, I mean, that's something I would say. It would never cross my mind. If a friend of mine called me right now saying, I can't find Junior, I'll be like, I'll be right there. We'll find Junior. We'll figure this out. Don't worry about it. I'll help you find him. That would be it. I wouldn't be like, oh, abduction, or did you kill him? Wouldn't even cross my mind. So that part I get. 20 months in, the renovation, the paying the child support, I don't get it.
I'm curious why our all-star parents here weren't able to provide any pictures of their own child to the police.
I've always wondered that myself.
Oh, God, yeah.
And the thing is, Trevor, you and I both know Candace could have. Candace didn't. Candace was always on that damn phone. Hell, she had pictures on her Facebook from just a couple of months before at Chili's with the current haircut when they went and had chicken dippers with Sherry.
Well, yeah, that's where all these pictures come from, is her Facebook. People are always like, where'd you find all these pictures of Summer? I'm like, they're out there. She posted all of these.
So
I
why
didn't
on
just
June
like
15th
produce
did
them.
she not have anything handy that she could give the police? Why did Robin say they hadn't even seen Summer yet? Wouldn't that be the first thing a person would do? My child's been abducted. I can't find my child. This is what my child looks like. But Candace said I didn't have any pictures. Of course
yeah.
she did.
Yeah.
She's 4. She's little. Like, come on now.
Especially that picture she gives her. The one that just like did not really look like her.
My understanding is that picture was given to them by Robin because that's the picture Robin had. We know Candace had tons of pictures.
Right.
Her Facebook, I was looking at her Facebook on June 16th. I could see all the pictures. But when the police get there, she didn't have any pictures.
Magically. Oh, magically. Everything was erased, remember? Everything. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she didn't have any pictures. She did have pictures. They were all over her Facebook, but she didn't provide a picture to Hawkins County. Why? Why did she not want them to have a picture of Summer? I don't know. It's just yet.
Didn't Don have pictures?
What's that?
I wonder if Don had pictures on his phone as well.
I would love to know. I mean, we just heard in the news clip, Robin said they hadn't even seen a picture of Summer yet. So I gave them what I had.
Hmm.
According to Candace, she didn't have any pictures of Summer. We know that to be a lie because Candace has about 20 different Facebook profiles and they all have pictures of Summer on them.
And all her TikToks and all her other things. Yeah.
Yeah, she had just taken a TikTok that freaking day. She could have showed him that.
Yep.
She took that final video of Summer at the horse pond. She had that.
Yeah.
It was posted to TikTok. Why did she not volunteer that to them? And even if her phone maybe did a reboot or something and it was back to its factory settings and she had nothing, she could still log into her shit and show it to them. She didn't want to.
Nope.
She didn't want to. All right, so now I get to what came out last week about the reward fund. We knew that's where it was headed. I think it's disgusting. That's just me, though. Trevor, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Did you get your money back, Trevor?
No.
No. Now, it just seems to me that this was set up for failure from the beginning. You do not remove a reward for a child unless somebody's arrested or the child is found. Now, if we go to, first of all, let me play the clip and then we'll go back in time. I like our time capsules. Hold on.
Donated to the Summer Wells Reward Fund. Good evening, I'm Josh Smith.
I'm Sarah Diamond. Court documents reveal that was the decision of a Hawkins County judge last week. The reward money donated by the public in hopes of generating leads in the search for the 5-year-old girl who was reported missing by her parents June 15th of 2021.
Well, despite an Amber Alert and a year and a half of intense searching, Summer has never been found. Without a resolution in the case, questions arose about what should happen to the approximately $40,000 in an account administered by the Churchill Rescue Squad.
Yeah, the rescue squad asked the court to intervene to resolve any legal disputes. The judge ruled the Children's Advocacy Center of the 3rd Judicial District alone will receive the money. Summer Wells, 7 years old.
And her Amber Alert remains active tonight. Credible tips can be phoned into the TBI at 1-800-TBI-5.
All right, so the reward was brought up back in time. Here we go. This is June 30th, 2021. June 30th, 2021. Now, I said this on my show back in June of 2021. I said I've never seen a reward fund worded like this, okay? Now, before anybody says, oh, that's common, that happens all the time. No, it does not. I need a name of a child that has not been found and no arrests have been made where a reward was retracted. I don't mean people wanting their money back. I mean the whole thing. Because Harmony Montgomery has been missing since 2019 and Harmony Montgomery still has a reward. Mama Bear, thank you so much. Absolutely, justice for Summer Wells. Kyron Horman has been missing for 12 years, 50 grand is still out there. Information leading to the recovery of Kyron Horman. Morgan Nick has been missing since 1993. There is still a reward. Michael Vaughn has been missing since July of 2021. There is still a reward. If you look on the screen, Rogersville, Tennessee, a reward fund started on June 28th for information leading to the location or recovery of missing 5-year-old Summer Wells. Right there, we know she didn't wander off because the bears, snakes, and wolves are not going to tell you. The trees don't talk. The current total is $3,250. Remember, this was at the end of June of 2021. Individuals interested in donating to the reward, you can put it into Civis Bank. Once the money is placed in the account, officials said the funds will stay there for 6 months. 6 months. This is for the Church Hill Foundation. 6 months. Do you know what 6 months is in a missing child's case? Nothing. Nothing. Morgan Nick has been missing since 1993, and all they were going to give Summer was 6 months until they took the money. Once the money is placed in the accounts, officials said the funds will stay there for 6 months. If there are no tips or leads in 6 months that result in the location or recovery of Summer Wells, the funds will be donated to the Child Advocacy Center, Church Hill Rescue stated. Church Hill Rescue is very connected, from what I'm understanding, to the Child Advocacy Center. The Child Advocacy Center is advocating for Dawn and Candace to get the boys back.
Oh, good Lord. That's crazy.
Now we go to October of 2021. Former Church Hill Rescue Squad treasurer pleads guilty to theft. They are not going to get a dime. That money was gone. That's the reason they put the 6 months on it. Dawn spoke to WJHL and said, well, I hope they keep it around. It's probably one of the only good things Dawn did. Probably one of the only good things Dawn did. So they said, okay, we'll keep it around for a year. We'll keep it around for a year. That money's gone. That money is freaking gone. Trevor didn't get his money back. I know Chris McDonough said he put $50 in. He was going to get his money back. I don't know if he did or not. I know a couple of you have reached out to me and said, I asked to get my money back and I didn't get it. Here's the thing. Your money was not meant for the Church Hill Rescue Squad. It was not meant for the Child Advocacy Center. It was meant to sit in an account to get information for Summer. How come? Okay, Harmony Montgomery, here is an example. Her father, Teardrop, I hate Teardrop. Teardrop is in jail for murder. He's been charged. Odds are we're never going to find Harmony Montgomery. The reward still stands. Morgan Nick has been missing since 1993. Odds are they're never going to find Morgan Nick. Morgan Nick is not going to be found. They believe that, just the rumor mill, that the man that they believe did it is probably not even alive now. The reward still stands. Kyron Horman, 12 years, the reward still stands. Michael Vaughn, his mother would come unglued if his reward went somewhere other than his reward.
And they also never told me back when I donated, because it was before that news release you just posted, that it was ever going to go anywhere else.
Yeah, that was a little convenient.
Yeah.
I never understood it, and I didn't get involved in it. Because, you guys know, I don't care about rewards. I don't care about polygraphs. I don't care about them. Guilty people pass polygraphs. Innocent people fail them. It happens all the time. Rewards, there's not enough money on the planet to buy the guilty their freedom. The people that have the answers, that reward's not going to do them any damn good. So I don't care about them. I don't care about them. But if you're going to have a reward, and sometimes they do work, so don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have a reward for a missing child, why would you do that? 6 months. If we don't know something in 6 months, then we're just going to keep your shit.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
Question about, this is kind of, I don't know why I keep thinking about this, but did Rose ever have a reward fund?
I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody know if there was ever a reward or a current reward for Rose Bly?
I don't believe
Right.
Good morning, True Crime with Shannon.
Hey, I don't think there was ever a reward for Rose Bly. Because I started looking into hers, but I could be wrong, but not that I recall.
Okay.
So, I was saying
keep
in the
thinking
chat,
about that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I keep thinking about that Wisconsin advocacy thing, that those T-shirts that Candace and Grandis were wearing. And in the background on these T-shirts have like a Wisconsin missing persons advocacy type of thing.
Yeah, they got free T-shirts and they wore them for a photo op to try to look like they give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But somebody had said that she was very involved. Like Candace Grandis was very involved with this. I was like, what?
I find that hard to believe.
What are they very involved in?
In this Wisconsin missing persons advocacy group or whatever.
Well,
And I'm
between you,
thinking,
me, and the gatepost, that is news to the people that truly are involved in that group.
well, I agree, but I'm just wondering if there was ever any reward fund for Rose and what happened. And I don't know how. I just think it's weird that two people in one family they're missing.
Well, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
the
What
Wells
about the
asked
odds
for.
of that? That's like winning the lottery. If one person in your family goes missing, those chances are slim to none. If that person is never recovered, that again, slim to none. If that person is murdered, slim to none. Two disappear without a trace.
Right.
And guess who was around in the area both times?
Grandis, both times.
So I've got
I agree.
suspicions on her, but again, that's just suspicions. But what I was going to say is the only thing, Brooks, that I can say is they're not missing, but it's a reward fund that was recently pulled. And I don't even think they've claimed it, though, because they got so much back crap from it, was the Flora fires in Carroll County. And they pulled that reward fund to find out who set the fire. And they recently decided to close the fund and donate it to the Flora Fire Department.
Oh,
and I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Carroll County is also full of corruption. Of course, we all figured that out by now. But so much corruption, and so Hawkins County and Carroll County could be best friends.
But those girls aren't missing.
No, they were.
That's what I mean. Where is a case of a human being that cannot be found, and they have pulled the reward fund?
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
No, it doesn't happen. Harmony Montgomery, Teardrop has been charged with murder. Odds are they're not going to find Harmony, but the reward still stands. Kyron Horman has not been seen since the science fair picture. 12 years, the reward stands. Michael Vaughn, the reward stands. We lost Trevor. Trevor's missing now. We need a reward for Trevor. Morgan Nick,
Jennifer
1993.
Kessie also. Yeah,
Do what?
Kessie has ones too. Jennifer Kessie in Florida here.
There's
She's
another
still
one.
in the reward fund. Yep.
But in this case, and also 6 months, they knew she wasn't going to be found. They knew because they had been out searching. They knew she wasn't out.
Such a short time. Why? Why have why even have a date, a time? 6 months. It should be whenever this child is found, whether alive or gone.
Yeah.
That's very weird. Who wrote that thing?
Yeah.
Churchill Rescue, and Churchill Rescue is the one that has had issues with getting funny with the money.
Well, I'll tell you what, it does make you wonder when they're working with the Wells. What's going on there? I don't think those boys need to be going anywhere but staying where they've been.
Yep.
Oh, Susan, exactly. Good point. Haley Cummings in Florida. Haley Cummings has been missing forever and a day. Reward still stands. Reward still stands. And these are not rewards, some of them are, that were put up by law enforcement. These are by citizens. This was meant to be a money grab. I'm sorry to say it. Nothing against East Tennessee. Love it. Beautiful area, beautiful people. This was a cash grab. When Dawn said, we need to keep it going, and they said, okay, we'll extend it to a year. Then look what happened. All hell broke loose. Now the comptroller's involved. The comptroller is still involved. Just because the judge said it goes to the Child Advocacy Center doesn't mean that the state comptroller is not still looking at it.
Well, the Wells asked to not be a part of the final decision, though.
I heard that.
They were added. Tim Coop's lawyer, who also told me there'd be 4 weeks of notices that never happened, but he told them that he added them on there so they could have a say in it. They asked to be taken off, and they were taken off. They didn't want to say in it.
Huh.
That's how much these all-star parents care. They said,
Mhm.
we don't care what happens to it. Do what you will.
They don't care because they knew they weren't going to get it.
Well, yeah,
But
they
now
couldn't have it, so they didn't
have it.
care.
They don't care. I just think it's beyond disgusting. It's frustrating. It's going to take a forensic accountant to get to the bottom of it. And I'm just guessing nothing's going to happen with it now because that
Yeah.
money is gone. That money's gone.
And that's not cool. I mean, for Summer, obviously, and the people like Trevor, they donated to help find Summer. That's they didn't want to. I mean, it may be going to a nice cause, but that's not what they were donating it for.
Well, and I remember when that article came out, there was a lot of people saying, well, now hang on. If I want to donate to the Child Advocacy Center or if I want to donate to Churchill Foundation, then I'll do that. This is for Summer.
Yep.
What did they say when you asked where your money was, Trevor?
Recently,
Yeah.
I asked if I could have a say in the court hearing, so I could ask that my money be given back, and I was gonna make it as a standalone reward as it was when I first put it up. And they told me there'd be 4 weeks of notices to appear, and we could come in and have our say. And then the other day, that news article just popped up, and the court was decided.
Well, then when was the 4 weeks to have your say about where your money goes or if you want it back?
Good question.
It was
So if
never,
you went,
it was crazy.
so if you went to them and said, "I want my money back," they're gonna be like, "Nope."
Yeah, they said
crazy.
now it's already done. It's going there. All 40,000 and change is going there. And not that I would legitimately sue them, but any donor is taken off from having any kind of counter lawsuit or anything against this decision.
Okay, Slim just said that there is a reward for Rose. It still stands at $1,500. Not much on Rose, $1,500, but still there's a reward. So
There's
that's
still
been
work.
so that's been a long time. Rose has been missing a long time. Why did they only give 6 months for Summer? This stinks to high
Try to
heaven.
pull that. I'm surprised Grandis or them didn't try to go, "Hey, we want that money too."
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Lasting family.
I'm surprised as concerned parents wanting their daughter found, they would say, no, that reward is for information for Summer, not the damn Child Advocacy Center.
How did they get involved?
The
Johnson or who?
The Churchill Rescue at the end of June 2021 said that they were doing a reward. And if you want to donate, you take it to Civis Bank. Let me read the article real quick.
Who is in charge of this organization? That's who.
It's several people. There's several people in the Churchill Rescue Squad or the Churchill Foundation.
They're looking at some lawsuits if they don't start talking up what they should be doing.
Well, they're used to lawsuits. Okay. Also, at the time, there was a gentleman that had mailed a $25,000 check to the Times News, but it was determined that he would pick that check back up and hold it. Hopefully, someone is able to provide a lead or tip that locates, recovers Summer Wells. Then another gentleman put up $10,000 at WJHL, I believe, and they asked for it to be held and not deposited. So the 25,000 and the 10,000, those people have their money back because they said don't cash that check until that check can be cashed when we get information. Everybody else just lost their money. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Hang on, Vet Girl has a question. Vet Girl said if they are guardians of Summer, then they are not allowed to collect due to victims' rights laws. Yeah, Dawn and Candace aren't going to get any money, but the Churchill Foundation and the Child Advocacy Center, which I doubt will ever see a dime, they get it. Either way, it's another loss for Summer. It was a scam from the get-go. It was a scam from the get-go. When they say, put your money in the kitty, and in 6 months, if we don't have Summer, then we're going to give it to the Child Advocacy Center. then there's people going, well, no, hang on, hang on, hang on. I've already sent my money in. If I wanted to donate to them, I would have donated to them directly. This is for information to find Summer. Okay, so now the Child Advocacy Center, let's play pretend. Let's say when the judge did their ruling, 40 grand or whatever it is went straight to the Child Advocacy Center. Why doesn't the Child Advocacy Center, saying that they got that money, I doubt they did, why don't they organize a search, since Pruitt says she's probably around there somewhere?
That would make too much sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What extra work for them?
Mm-hmm.
Why not put up their own reward? They've
Yeah.
got the reward money now.
They have the reward money now. Why don't they say, you know what? This was intended for Summer. It's going to stay for Summer. So it's sitting right here. Any information, call 800 TBI find. If you're the winner chicken dinner, you get the money.
Yep.
What are they doing with it? What are they doing with it? I have a feeling they'll never see a dime of it.
If the rescue squad never wanted a part of the reward fund, they should never have got their hands in it. You don't
Never
start
been
something that you're
involved.
not going to finish when it comes to a case like this.
I'm wondering how many other cases they have done like this.
It'd be a good research project, but like Brooke said, I don't think there's. I mean, is it just Hawkins County? Because, like you said,
Right.
there's not any other examples of missing people. They do this.
Who are all these people involved in this Churchill rescue? You know what I mean? The higher ups, as Candace would say. Who
That's
are
a
those?
question for Trevor. That girl, thank you for the super sticker, said if someone is at work, then that usually gives them an alibi. Someone is given a certified alibi that clears them, right? So was Don at work that day? If yes, then that would clear him, right? That's what I've been waiting on. If Don's got 7 alibis and Don was at work, then just clear the bastard for once. Then just clear him.
But they're not cooperating with law
You don't
enforcement.
have to cooperate to get cleared. If you were at work all day, you don't need to cooperate. That's their job. They can see what's on the GPS. They can see what's on his phone. They can talk to people where he was working. Yeah, Don, he went and got some Slim Jims at the Dollar General, went back to work. They can tell where he was all day. Then just clear him. Be done with it.
Can't do that. There's something that they can't. There's something they can't clear with both of them.
Or Grandis.
Or Grandis, yeah. She is a kick, man. Oh my God. When I heard her last night, I thought the bulldog. Oh my God, the bulldog is back.
Oh, did she get on alive last night?
Yep.
Oh, she was rare.
Oh boy.
But it's only about her. That's the only time she gets upset.
Exactly.
She's never been that upset about Summer, but one creator says one thing about her, and she's back in the background screaming.
Yeah. And
But
Candace,
mention her granddaughter, and she's like,
Rose
"Oh,
either.
okay."
She
right.
never got upset about
Candace
Rose
is
either.
like,
So
you are being mean to my mother, and my mother's very. It's okay, Mom. It's okay. And it's like, what game are you guys playing?
oh,
All
she's
about
back on
me.
Ben Hill Road too? Is that where she went? Did she go back to Ben Hill Road?
Yeah, she was up on the hill with Candace.
Oh, they're all together again.
Well, now it's being rumored that Dawn's gonna leave because she's up there. So we'll see.
I was wondering where he was.
I know. Imagine one night that he's playing by the rules and they're not.
Wow.
It would just be like him to leave his own property. Honestly.
Yeah.
It would be just like him to leave his own property. The best thing Dawn can do is throw both their fat asses off the hill and start cooperating with the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Kane Horman did, just like Al Stouch did, just like many other men have done when they're like, something here is not adding up. Throw both of those ratchet bitches off the hill, and then Don can start talking. He loves to talk.
Okay.
If he was at work all day, he has plenty. He can just say, yeah, for the last all this time, this is what's been going on. I can't make heads or tails of it. Maybe you guys can.
Yep. He protects Candace way too much, and I don't know why.
Well, you know, the other night he finally admitted that on a call that that it's possible, because he was like, "I wish I could show you Candace's broken heart," like he always says, and he admits that
Oh my
she could
God,
have a
that was
broke
stupid.
she could have a broken heart, but there could still be guilt, and he finally admitted that. So
Can't you see how brokenhearted she is? I'm like, oh my God.
can't you see her broken heart?
Oh yeah, we can all see it. We can just see right through her.
What an idiot.
Can't break what you don't have.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, and all this backpedaling, nice try. Nice try.
Yeah, unless you're gonna pick up the phone and call law enforcement and tell them what happened, I don't care what they have to say about that.
Because all of these new friends that they've made can't do a damn thing to help them. They might look better to other people, but those people don't matter. Those people aren't going to help them. I mean, other people's opinion of them has nothing to really do with it at the end of the day. The only people that can help them are the investigators, and those are the only people they don't want to talk to.
Every person on YouTube can make a new account and make a video about how good they are. It does not matter until they pick up the phone and talk to Pruitt or somebody at TBI. That simple.
That's it. And the main one is Candace.
Yep.
Because nothing of Candace's story makes a lick of sense.
Nope.
None of it. And her own mother, when she was talking to WJHL, obviously didn't take notes because she didn't back up what the bullshit she's been spouting.
Well, Candace didn't know half the places she went until Hunter said where they went. Then she remembered all these extra stores they went to.
Yeah. After he talked to McDonough. Funny how that happened.
Yep. And 21 months ago, we had a 4-hour time gap. 21 months later, we still have a 4-hour time gap. Nothing's been filled in.
Yeah, I kind of wonder when Candace's mom got back and if there is a court hearing soon and if that's why she's back or
Well,
but
I've
I
been
hate
wondering.
that she's like, oh, they know where I am. They can call me. And like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Call you? You should be calling them. Like you should be at the precinct saying all the time, going, any new news? Any news on my granddaughter?
Well, see, I've been wondering where she was because Pity Party Pacemaker has been quote unquote dying, according to Tim. But
Yep.
where's her mom been?
Right.
Yeah, I've been wondering too. I'm like, where's mom?
And now she just pops up, all pissed off because somebody's talking about her. Okay, what's up? Why you back? Where's Johnny?
It's all about her.
All about her. But it's never about Summer. None of this is ever about Summer. JD said, yeah, don't leave Grandis out. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. And just so damn offended when you have the nerve to ask what happened to Summer. They're like, what do you mean? I mean, just so, but they will never, ever, ever, when you bring up the wandering off, they're like, to them, that's worse than foul play. They're like, she would never wander off. Well, what about foul play? And it's like that doesn't offend them.
Right.
When they went on the news, it was about them. When they went on YouTube, it was about them. When they went on social media, back when they did, it was about them. It's never been about Summer or anybody else.
Yeah, Don's already said from the beginning that she's probably no longer with us. So, yeah, he knows a lot more than he's ever said.
And so still the questions linger and they're going to continue to linger. I just really hope there's a lot going on behind the scenes. I hope it's not as it appears when Pruitt says, I come in, I check the voicemail, I follow up on, whatever tips, and then, I get on with my day. I really hope there's a little more to it than just checking the damn voicemail, because we know that their voicemail and their email is full of YouTube bullshit. We know that's what it's full of.
Over or under, Jody Sue's name is on that voicemail more than 500,000 times.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. She is a smoking machine.
But you know how much people will run with that? Anything she says is 30 new tips.
They hang on every word, just hoping someday she's going to slip and say something tangible. She would love to have something. She would love to. She is the queen of case insertion. Now, that Justin dude in the Idaho case, he gave her a run for his money, but he backed way the hell away when he got a few threats come his way. She's like the Terminator. It does not bother her.
Well,
Threats, nothing.
Here's my question about Jody Sue. So, if she had information, YouTube fame is going to get her what she wants, but $70,000 wouldn't have. I think a lot of people would take $75,000 over.
Why
nice
didn't
little time on
anybody
YouTube.
jump on that? I agree with you, Trevor. Why wouldn't anybody in that hellhole of an area take anonymously the 70 grand instead of, I'm going to sit on YouTube every stinking day and just whine and tell stories. And I don't understand why not one person dropped dime on these people. What is up?
And it all hurts Summer. Point blank. They all
Candace
protect themselves
left
and it hurts
twice that day.
Summer.
She left twice that day, and she kept telling the police, no, 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 I did not. And they're like, yeah, you did. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Was Hunter still in the car? Was, there's so many weird little, did she go to the church? You know?
Well, my theory is she left once to put Summer somewhere, obviously very well, and she left again to act like she was looking for her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's if Don didn't help. Because then you throw that caveat in, did he leave work? Because 4 hours is a long time. You can get quite a ways, 2 hours one way and 2 hours back.
Okay, so she left another time, and apparently Granny, allegedly, Granny was sleeping. So the boys were again alone.
Boys were alone all this time, but nobody made it up that dog trail and took any of the three of them. They waited till the adults came back.
So friggin' weird. Here's your buck knife. Here's your whatever walkie-talkies, and I'm gonna leave again. And don't bother Granny. She's sleeping.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you with bum knee Grandis. I'm going to go look for Summer, which actually would make sense because you would assume that your child just wandered off, but that would never even cross their mind. It's abduction or bust. That's it. She was abducted. So you leave your children there alone with bum knee Grandis and you go to look for her? You say she would never wander off, but you drove off to find her? Nah. No.
I just don't know why they would be so afraid of the idea of, well, I mean, I guess I do. I have my ideas why. It's because they know, but why they'd be so worried and against the fact that she wandered off. People would not. I mean, people would be like, why weren't you watching your kid better? But you're not going to be framed as like a child killer if your child just wandered off.
It's actually common for kids to get out of their yard. We've only got one set of eyes, and some of us have more than one child, and so they can get away from you. Vadi's parents, her grandmother wasn't charged when she wandered off. JJ's parents aren't going to be facing any charges. The woman down in Eufaula, Oklahoma, she was tending to one child. Her 2-year-old got out. She thought the 2-year-old was asleep on the couch. He wound up in a pond and he drowned. She didn't face any charges.
Exactly. When you ask Walmart to lock down the doors because you can't find your kid, they don't call in the lead prosecutor. Like, it doesn't work this way.
No.
Mhm. Yeah, something's not right in that holler. And it begins with Candace and Grandis that were there that day. And Hunter was also there that day.
Hang on. Kathy Marsh said, so you don't believe we have bears and copperheads? Yeah, absolutely. I don't believe if she wandered off, the bears or copperheads would get on their cell phone and call the TBI and get a reward. I'm talking about a reward. If she wandered off, what's it good as a reward going to do? Of course there's wildlife. Of course there is.
Well, see, the thing with the bear, that's what the PI's theory is, the private investigator, that an animal got her. That's not a crazy thought. The craziness of it is what animal swallowed her whole, because there's
Yeah,
not a
where's
shred of
Hunter?
evidence out there.
Hello. Yeah. Clothing, anything. There's no.
What do we have out here that's going to open its mouth and inhale a whole child? I'd like to know that. Because if an animal got her, we would have found, anybody out here would have found, I mean, I just hate to say it, but blood, clothing,
Yeah.
you know, anything.
Mm-hmm. A snake bite, she would be up on top of the ground. A bear would leave, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be gross here, but a bear would leave a mess.
Yeah.
A coyote would leave a mess.
Candace, they might leave alone because they'll think she's another bear. I'm kidding. She's another animal. Don't get
She's a
near
very
it.
fashionable bear. Did you see that picture? She's a very fashionable bear now.
That freaking coat was hilarious. I was like, oh my gosh.
Some people wear Chanel,
like,
some people wear the Stevie Wonder line. She's got that one.
Well, it's like the Michelin guy, but with a black coat on.
Oh dear.
Some of those cheap tablecloths you buy at the Dollar Tree so you can have a outdoor picnic and it doesn't matter if it flies away. She wrapped herself in that.
Hey, it could be a wrap. You never know.
Talking about this outfit? I can't get over that. I'm telling you, if you want to be a friend, okay? I do not know what is in it for Robin, because I mean, what kind of money does she have that she can part with that money for them?
If she does have that amount of money, I'd like to know what she's doing to get it.
And no way would I take a selfie with my friend behind me dressed like that. I'd be like, look, you go get cleaned up and we're going to take a picture.
And why is she let her kid be with that woman?
Oh my God. She looks like a street lady that just found a bunch of stuff and put it on. Seriously. Hot homeless hillbilly.
I'd be like, no, girl, go get cleaned up and then I'll take your picture. If not, it's just going to be me with the new white walls. Yeah. That girl said, what is this a picture of? The new home renovations. The new home renovations. Yep.
And a scary figure in the background.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's insane. The whole thing is totally insane. I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is not real life. This cannot be real life. This has got to be some sort of social media experiment. Somebody's watching us to look at our reactions. Like, this has got to be a damn study or something. This can't, on no planet does this make sense.
It's a Truman Show, but it's a summer show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the end, we're going to have to, like, all receive a letter saying we were part of a secret social experiment, some study.
And here we go. In a nutshell, thank you, Vet Girl. That was my very first reaction when I saw all these home renovations that Robin is putting her 401k money into. Look at what Vet Girl said. So we're going to redo a home that could be a crime scene?
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it can't be, though. Dawn and Candace said, and Grandis said that she was abducted, so it can't be a crime scene, guys.
Can't be. Well, it's a crime scene if the phantom abductor came up the dog trail and grabbed her. There might be some fingerprint or something around there.
Or if the phantom abductor goes by mom.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want people to think that it was this. Well, it was already seen, which is, I thank God, Chris M was able to get into that house and show what it was really like. And those nasty, despicable, disgusting mattresses. The one on the outside with Dawn. I'm sorry, but it looked like the shape of a body on there. It was gross.
Nasty, nasty. And yeah, I mean, whether you like McDonough or not, I think that those interviews were very important,
Yes.
particularly the one in the dungeon, because we can see how impossible it would be to get into the basement to get
There's
her.
light. There's no light in there.
You can't even see in the windows. You can't see in the windows. And that gave us a real visual of Summer's day-to-day life. Then I go back to what Jeff Bobo said. He said, it's hard to believe that somebody would fly blind into the holler to take a kid. Drug dealers don't want kids.
Nope.
They don't want kids. They
And
want their bill paid, but a kid's not going to pay their bill.
Abductors don't want a hard job either.
No.
They want. That's why you see these people that are actually taken by random people. It's in the middle of big suburban neighborhoods where you can drive by and see, oh, there's a kid there, or in public where you can see, oh, there's a kid there. Athena, she was walking towards the road in her yard, and that incident happened with. And I know the whole discrepancy off if she got hit with the truck or not, but the idea is she was visible to the truck driver regardless. She wasn't inside the house, and he just decided to sneak up and go see if she was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Or Candace had her little business going where she, needed some cash because she couldn't ask Donnie for it. So she put Summer in the shed. And she didn't get Summer back. That's another, I always thought about that. And I thought, but these people innocent people don't lie. And
You don't have to.
And everything doesn't make all this goobly gob, and it just doesn't make people
and the truth doesn't change.
Yeah.
What a great question. I would like to know too. Why is Robin bringing her daughter to Ben Hill Road where an abduction supposedly occurred?
That's my question is, anybody in here, I'd like to know anybody that's watching it on here, any child in their life that they care about, would they let them go hang out with Dawn and Candace? Because I sure wouldn't.
No.
CPS doesn't even want their own kids up there. How are any children allowed up there?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a violation?
Well, you would think they removed 3 boys because it's unsafe or because Dawn and Candace are unsafe. I'm going with the latter, Dawn and Candace. So why would you allow your child on that hill around those people? Why would you part with your own money that you need for retirement to fix up their freaking rat trap? Why?
Something suspicious with Robin. That's why.
Mm-hmm. It's not sitting well with me.
Mm-mm. I used to think she wasn't like that, but now I'm like, the more you see her, I'm like, no.
Jamie Lunas for the win said this is too grimy. It's too grimy. Like Aaron said, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Well, I tell you what does make sense is this has been a great show, great conversation, great friends. And I'm going to send everybody off into their Sunday.
Hey, Brooks.
What, honey buns?
I just want you to know my mother goes into surgery in 15 minutes.
What? Are you at the hospital?
No, I'm not. I'm going to stay here and go over there at about 10. I just can't see my mother on a ventilator sedated right now.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
So give me some prayers, everybody.
We got you. Prayers for your mom's surgery, for sure.
We are lifting you up. We're lifting up JPL. Call me after the show. I want to talk to you when you're on your way.
I will. Thank you so much.
Yourself.
You gave me something to laugh at this morning and take my mind off of things. Thank you so much.
That's what we do, girlfriend. That's what friends do.
Thank you.
You guys have a great rest of your day. Always, we're going to keep it up for Summer. We're going to talk about Summer, though. We're going to talk about Summer. We're going to talk about her disappearance. The rest of the stuff, I don't sell carnival tickets, if you know what I mean. So you guys have a great rest of your day. If I miss you in Discord, if I miss you in Facebook, wherever, then I'll see you back here at 9 a.m. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, JPL on the scene, and thank you to all of you. See ya later.
Later.
See.